Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graham Spice, and Glen Cowie, where we talk about all things Tottenham Hotspur from a match attending and international supporters view. This episode will cover the Villa game from Sunday in the FA Cup, and we'll look at the home match against West Ham this coming weekend, and all the news and transfers around the club. There's a lot to get through, so let's get into it.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day, home and away.
Glenn, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Not bad. Pretty good. Had the long visit, well, not long, it's been a great visit, but a long visit for good reasons from Mum is coming to an end. Went to the tennis yesterday.
Did you say it's tomorrow she goes home?
Tonight, my time.
Okay.
So in like 12 hours.
Well, yeah. Tomorrow for me.
Tomorrow for you. So yeah, flies back. Had a great time at the tennis yesterday for the qualifiers, which if anybody is listening or watching as a tennis fan, the time to go to the Open is for the qualifiers because it's that little bit quieter and you can get around the courts and you can see some good tennis actually. So yeah, we had a good day yesterday. But yeah, broadly, I'm pretty well. I watched the Villa game on a massive delay. We were away for the weekend and it was like at 4:45 in the morning for me. So I thought, I'm just going to watch it when I get home.
I could have saved you 45 minutes.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, but how are you, mate? Before we get into the Villa game, it was your birthday on the weekend. How did you celebrate?
Good day on Saturday. Had a family round, so it was nice. Had Thomas and Josh, and just Thomas on his own this time. His girlfriend was busy with other family matters, and then Charlotte and Tom were here as well. So we had a full house. We had another roast dinner. We don't really eat a lot of roast dinner. I've got to be honest with this. I've eaten 3 roast dinners in the last 2 weeks, and that's probably the next one till Christmas.
Yeah. No, good stuff.
I do like a good roast. So
I'm glad to hear you were surrounded by the people that love you for yet another Tottenham defeat.
Yeah, and I did need the moral support. That's for sure. It was, but the thing is, and I've heard other people say this. I'm just numb to it. I'm at the stage now where it doesn't hurt anymore. It just doesn't. I don't feel anything, which is it's depressing, really, isn't it? When you think about it.
Their first goal, I was like, there it is, really well worked goal, passing it around us, pop, bang. I'm like, I mean, we were scoring those types of goals not so long ago.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, mate. I was messaging with some mates after I watched it, which was quite a hefty delay. A few people in a few groups I'm in, and I think you were in some of the same comms I was in. I don't think it was particularly good in the second half. I think it screamed of a team that
desperation.
It was just very desperate. It reminded me of something in pub league football where you kind of everything's on the line. You don't really care that the outcome. You just want to put in something in terms of a bit of a performance. And that's what it was. Whilst I will say Polinia and Xavi seemed to have decent games in the second half, it was just very panicked. And then it proved...
I mean, Polinia could have been sent off about 3 times.
With VAR.
He really...
With VAR, he probably goes.
Yeah.
And
easily.
Xavi again did a stupid... I think it was on Matty Cash. He did a stupid one again that caught him on the back of the... Achilles.
I mean, this is the thing. It was high energy, but also without any kind of control, wasn't it? It was just
absolutely.
I mean, it was nice to see them give a shit. They haven't done a lot of that this season, it feels like. And also, we managed to get the ball forward and get into like shooting positions a lot more, which is great. But I mean, it's great. Maybe try doing that before giving the other team a 2-goal head start for a change.
But even in Van der Ven's interview afterwards, he said that too, which is more annoying to me. Where he's like, "Oh, we need to learn how to start games like that."
He said that first half performance wasn't at our level. Well, I'm sorry, that's exactly the level we've seen all season.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
So, yeah, out the cup. I mean,
again,
very disappointed.
Another one.
Not just out the cup, out the League Cup, 14th in the Prem, 2 games to play in the Champions League to either arrive
probably end up in the playoffs. Yeah,
we'll probably get a tough draw in that, and it kind of slaps in the face of everything that Vinny said when we hired Frank, that we want to compete on all fronts. It's like, and for me, that was maybe a bit of a dig at Ange more than anything. I felt, when he said,
they were having to justify sacking him right after he just won the Europa League, and so that was I would have just said the league performance wasn't good enough rather than lay it really thick on on all four fronts. That's like
Well,
nobody. Let's be honest, right? Name a team that gets to the final in 4 tournaments. It's not. It just doesn't happen, does it?
the reason Man United fans and some of their players and ex-players are still so obsessed with the treble is because it's fucking hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. But it was easier back then because they were all dominant,
Yeah, yeah,
like really dominant.
yeah. So you're quite right. There's seldom many teams out there that do compete. Because even when we had the heyday of Pops, right, when we were competing in the league and we were runners up or third and we were looking like we could have a title till, we went
Yeah.
out early in the domestic cups. I
We
mean,
did that one season. Was it 2016? Was it the one where we
well, we got to the 2018.
semis?
We lost to Man United in the
Yeah.
semi-final of the FA Cup, and then I'm trying to think if there was another one, and then obviously we got to a couple of league. We get to one League Cup final under him or two.
Yeah, Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Chelsea one that I went to that. But where I'm going with that is, like to your point, it's incredibly difficult to try and say we're going for everything.
I would rather they said we're gonna have an absolute full tilt at the Champions League and the league, and we'll field the best possible team we can in the others. I'm okay with that, to be honest. But if we'd have, they put it this way, if we'd have lost every Champions League match so far and there was no chance of us progressing, I would have them focus on the domestic cups.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of play it by ear a little bit, but
well, and some people were suggesting that Villa were going to rock up with a slightly weakened side and not take it too because they're pushing for Champions League. I'm like, the FA Cup is a competition that Villa should and could win. You know,
yeah,
they're definitely good.
They're like us, right? They're a team that has won it. I think they've won it 7 times and we've won it 8.
Yeah.
But like us as well, the last time was a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So like again, would be big for them to win that. They haven't won anything like that for a while either, have they?
Their last kind of, it would have been the 94 League Cup, I think, or 96 League Cup. Brian Little's man, the 96 League Cup with like that team that had Dalian Atkinson and who was the tricky winger with the dreadlocks? His name's escaping me now. Tony Daly. Yeah. They were a good side then. But yeah,
they were.
I mean, back to Spurs in terms of current times. It's not particularly good. But I have a bit of a theory. And I wonder if you're about to dash that theory with the recent news that we're breaking about with who we're signing. But I was kind of reflecting about Spurs yesterday, and I was like, I just came to this conclusion of none of it makes sense to me. If you look at Thomas Frank and how he did well at Brentford, he did well by being given time, right? So I just wonder if the club looked at this when they appointed him and said, you're going to get 2 to 3 windows, right? You're definitely getting that no matter what happens, because we want to judge you on a good chunk of time, knowing the type of philosophy that you bring to a club seems to be you're in it for the long haul. So just maybe the club are looking at this, and the season currently screams of write-off, doesn't it? In my opinion.
But
the
problem, I think if that is true, we're going to cycle pretty much this entire squad out and bring in new players to replace them because they will not wait. They're not going to wait.
Yeah.
So we'll lose all of the better players. I'm not saying they're good because they've not shown any that says that they are this season yet. But like Romero will go, Van der Ven will go. I don't know who else will go. That's it really. Who else is going to? Oh, maybe they'll like Tell isn't playing, so he wants out. You know. But then maybe that's the intent is to kind of find out who really has got the stomach for it.
That's what I do wonder. Like in terms of they're just putting this as a full transitional season, and meaning there's been a fair bit of upheaval on board level, right? Like board level,
it's been a clean sweep, hasn't it?
Yeah, director of football. We've got currently 2 of them, and then one's going. Like it's pretty turbulent at the moment. So Thomas Frank is. I mean, he's made some strange decisions, but is he just working in the constraints of he's doing his best and he hasn't really got his players in yet? So I don't know. It was just a theory I had because it seems to me we've seen managers go for a lot less, i.e. Ange won a bloody trophy. Under Levy, Frank would have been gone by now. You would think.
I did laugh because apparently Paratici's gone because he's found love. So I said, well, he's found love in a hopeless place, which is here right now.
Yeah.
He's apparently he's all loved up for someone in Italy, and that's why he wants to go back.
That's more personal reasons, and he's seen the journey.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, do you read into that theory much? Like in terms of it is just a long haul, and Thomas Frank is here.
I mean, I would not be surprised. I mean, as we said previously. Vinay's got form, right?
Mm.
He persevered with Arteta when most of the supporters wanted him out for 2 or 3 seasons, really.
Yeah.
He had a really slow start, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Choked to second place,
Yeah. Well,
or choked to
and
fourth place.
it's almost like it actually, if we do persevere with this and we do arrive at the end of the season in better shape in regards to the players that we've now got in, and we start to see some green shoots of hope from Thomas Frank, then I'm okay with it. Like the challenge I have at the moment, I'm just not enjoying watching us play. And I got to a point after even that Bournemouth game and then the first half of the Villa game, I was like, just bring anyone in at this point. I just want to enjoy watching Spurs again. But
You've been, I'd be honest, you've been to the point, you've been the most negative that I think I've ever known you be about any manager.
Yeah.
And we've had some bad ones. And it's not like you. I mean, it really takes something to push you to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I was going to say that I thought this season might be a bit of a roller coaster, but we've just gone off the edge, and we've not fucking come back up. We just keep going, and I just don't see that any kind of recovery at the moment, because it feels like it's getting progressively worse. More injuries again now.
Richarlison, Bentancur,
Bergvall's still injured as well. I mean, like. The only good news was to see Udogie was on the bench, didn't play,
and
but he was on the
Solanke.
bench, and Solanke actually came on and played minutes, which is really promising. We need him. We certainly do now that there's no Richarlison. We've got Moani and him, and maybe Scarlett as a third.
Well,
it's not that promising though.
And just with how our injuries go, it seems we're being told Bentancur 3 months, so that's basically the season, isn't it? We're not going to see him again.
Yeah, we ain't going to see him again.
Yeah,
Tottenham 3 months is like dog years, right? It's like 3 times 7.
What's the prognosis on Richarlison in terms of how
Who
long he's
knows?
out for? Because where I'm going with that is, look, we've persevered with him. I actually thought he had his best game in a Tottenham shirt in the Europa League final. I thought he'd done a really good job.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, he's our top scorer this season with 7, I think it is. So
yeah,
he's been chipping in with goals, if nothing else.
His
return's actually pretty good.
It is, but I just wonder if this injury is slightly longer term, if that's the end of the Richarlison in the Tottenham shirt that we see. I do wonder that if we pull the
I could see that.
Yeah, and he goes.
We can't if we you could say that about the whole squad though. Do we have injury prone players, or is there something that we're doing that's causing it? I don't know what it is. If it is, it's not the medical team, right? Because they're all new. They're a completely new medical team.
I forgot to forward you this. It's not really a conspiracy theory. It seems to be a bit of a fact. But there was a low frequency electromagnetic fields can degrade collagen, weaken tendons, and cause soft tissue damage at levels regulators call safe. We have a real world case study to prove it. This stadium is, I think it's the 49ers stadium, Levi Stadium in America.
Yeah.
And they've had a ridiculous amount of injuries. So it was being suggested and mooted, is the training ground at Spurs or the stadium built on some kind of disused mine?
Pet cemetery.
Yeah, something. But yeah, I mean, and like that actually is a great pivot, right? To break some news, which I'm sure most of our listeners and viewers would have seen by now, but it seems that we've signed Connor Gallagher. He's never missed a game through injury.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that will change.
I don't know if he's the perfect fit for Frank. And I think I've heard, and I think we've both seen stories that say he didn't want him, but maybe he's the hero that we needed, that we didn't know we want.
Well,
I think he was Chelsea captain for a season under Pochettino.
Well, then read into that.
Look out for the summer.
Yeah. Read into that.
And he played consistently every match for him. So he's got leadership, which I think we definitely could do with, because no matter what people's roles are in the leadership team at the moment, no one's a leader on the pitch, really, are they? No one's actively managing the players on the pitch.
Well,
Romero's too busy trying to remove ankles off of people.
He's also, for me, I don't know if you'd mark him as a true number 8, but he's certainly a true box-to-box midfielder, isn't he? You know, he can do that job. He's 25.
It's a good buy.
He's a decent bit of business. I mean, it's 2 goals. Don't think he has any assists, but you're not signing him for goals, of course.
I think he's the kind of pre-assist merchant for us. I think he's the guy that, the issue we've had is I don't think the issue is the strikers or it's the frontline attacking players. The issue isn't even Xavi, because I think the issue is getting the ball to Xavi.
Yeah.
It's that getting the transition from defensive midfield into attacking midfield, because Polinia is just a brick wall. It's basically like Hulk smash.
Yeah.
That's basically his entire game. And then Bentancur is the sideways backwards merchant, which has meant that we've not seen how good our attacking players are, because they're not getting enough of the ball.
Connor
early
Gallagher,
enough.
and no matter what you think of him as a player, if you rate him or not, he's the type of player you can give the ball to and he's going to gain you 10, 15, 20 yards.
Yeah.
He's just that type of player.
He's going to get us up the pitch and quicker, because we're too slow. The transition's too slow. Kudus has been guilty. I'll start again. Kudus has been guilty of that the last few months. That gets the ball, attacks the wing, and then stops, comes back inside, and by that stage, the opposition team are all back behind the ball, and we lose the momentum.
We even did it a couple of times in the first half against Villa, where the counter was on, and we just came back on ourselves, and then Villa would reset.
Yeah.
But again, just going back to my overall point about the club's plan, vision, whatever the fuck it is, because no one's telling us.
I don't think they have one.
Well,
honestly,
maybe they don't. But
it's let's talk about Gallagher, right? The timing of the Gallagher purchase. Do you think that in December, when the list was drawn up for what the business were going to do in January, that he was on that list? I don't either. I think Gallagher is a direct response. It's a reactive at Bentancur's injury for no other reason. So we were not looking to strengthen that position, in my opinion. I might be wrong, but I don't see any because if he really were going to get him, why have we waited until the middle of the month when we played how many games we played? We've played 3 games in January already.
We played New Year's
Day, the 4th,
Bournemouth.
We've played 4 games, haven't we?
4 games, including.
So that's 4 games that we could have had another player play for us, and we didn't. So I don't buy it that it was a planned. And I also think the only reason we moved quickly was because Villa were interested as well. We basically gazumped them.
Well, but then that's very non-Tottenham behaviour, and I'm going to throw a complete wild one out there, which isn't true, but I'll say it anyway. Do you reckon they've been on the phone to Pochettino to get a deal done, and he said, sign Gallagher and I'll come? I want him.
I would, Maybe the discussion's been had about coming in the summer after the World Cup already.
I mean, look.
And they're just trying to decide the best way to get to the summer.
Plenty of good managers over the years have managed at international level at major tournaments and have made a decision about their future before the tournament. And I can look at Bobby Robson.
There's a whole bunch of people that will be available in the summer, right?
Absolutely. And they are well in their role.
Tuchel's probably not going to continue with England after this World Cup.
No, it'll be a short-term gig. And the failure will be when we don't win the World Cup.
Deschamps as well, is it Deschamps?
Deschamps, which jury's out for me. I've never seen him managing a club.
No.
And it could go well, it could go
I wonder if, depending... Who's got the Brazil job now?
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti's
one.
Yeah.
But
they're all managers of a level that are significantly better than what we've got at the moment.
Correct. And they're all managers where you can point and look and say they've actually done really well at club level. And it's not an unusual thing in football for those types of managers to make a decision on their future after the World Cup finishes.
Yeah.
It's happened previously.
Because it could be when their stock is highest.
Correct.
If they've won something or they've shown the way that their teams can play.
Correct. They're not in the business of probably waiting. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's an outlandish thing to suggest, but maybe the Gallagher deal is a wider plan for Pochettino to do a glorious return. I don't know.
It's interesting. But I think we're missing, for me, it's only become a glaring hole in the squad this week. There were we still need a left-sided winger. Absolutely do. I would still say we need, even more so now with Richarlison being injured, need a striker.
Unless he suddenly gives Dane Scarlett a run on the side, which he's not done to now.
I think he would have done it if he was going to do it. I just don't think he is.
I mean, it's again, though, to your point, why are we waiting to make these signings? Even though I agree with Connor Gallagher coming in as a good bit of business, it's like you said, you probably didn't want him then if you didn't get him in as soon as the window opened, because he clearly is keen to come back to the Premier League.
Yeah. this isn't this. He must have been. I think he's not been getting as much game time, and I think with the
Yeah.
World Cup coming up, he wants to put
Yeah.
himself in the shop window for that, right?
Yeah. And
He's
why
going to
wouldn't
he's going to get seen a lot more playing for us
Yeah.
than he would have
Yeah.
done sitting on the
So-
bench at Atleti.
Let's assume the deal is all done. It's Monday night in the UK. Do you think he goes straight in the team against
Yes.
West Ham? Yeah.
I would put him straight in
Which
at home against
Yeah.
West Ham, and I wouldn't put Palhinha next to him. I'd go all out against West Ham, put him
Yeah.
under pressure.
nice little pivot to the West Ham game. It was
Oh,
funny.
just before we
go.
switch.
Yeah. I'm going
I
to look
just wanted
something
to
up
say
here.
about if you've seen a lot of the social media posts from the players after the Villa game, right? A lot of it's like thanking the supporters for their support, which I thought was interesting because they were booed off at half time and at the end of the match. But it's very weird, isn't it? That I just thought that feels choreographed, like it was the club. Either the club gave them like a template for what to say after the match, because they've shown how pissed off they've been about it because they've confronted the fans, certainly the away fans.
I watched an interesting little short, which was Simon Jordan, and read into what you will of what he says. Sometimes some of the stuff he says I don't agree with, but I did agree with this around what he had comments around Romero and Romero's views after that game when he called out the ownership. Simon Jordan's take on it was, well, it's within your control not to be shit. Right? So,
All the players.
yeah. You're the product. You're the output on the pitch.
Do you think that every individual player thinks that they're not the problem and it's everybody else?
I'm sure there's a bit of that going on.
It's like everyone's looking at everyone else to do something or be something,
Yeah.
and they're not really looking at their own performances. It's much easier to blame
And-
someone else, right?
Just in business, I hate that. Just in walk of life, I hate that. Where it's, I'll tell you a war story. Years and years ago when I was living in America, and this happened more than once, he remained nameless, but we worked with a guy. Anything went wrong, anything there was a project, anything there was someone made a mistake or there was an issue, his very first reaction would be, who can I blame? And I'd always have to pull him up and be like, Matt, it doesn't matter whose actual fault it is. It doesn't matter who's made the mistake. Can we just fucking fix it and do a better job moving forward? Like, we'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about who did it. Let's just get it right now, and then we'll do the post-mortem. And there's a bit of that, I think.
And if you actually look at what he said, I mean, maybe he's basically talking about the lack of support in the transfer market. It's difficult to really to know whether. Maybe when he signed his new contract, he was told we're going to invest heavily in the team, and then he hasn't seen it, so he's like broken promises. It's the
Potentially.
only thing I can think of.
But I had a cynical view on him signing his new contract anyway. I thought that was just a mechanism to get the most money out of him that we possibly can when we sell him.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Was
I don't
my view.
disagree.
Remember when Bale signed an extension, and then the very next summer he went to Real
he
Madrid?
was off ski.
That was so we could get the most for him, and that's just,
and it worked.
That's just what you do.
Yeah.
Same with, to a lesser degree maybe, but the winger at Man City, was it Savinho, who signed a new deal in October? I'm sure there's a bit of that with him. Like he might not.
I think if he wasn't injured, we'd have had a chance with him.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Given
so.
that they just signed Semenyo, who's
Semenyo.
already scored and assisted on his debut.
10-1 against Exeter. Fucking hell. I mean, that was ridiculous.
I've seen kids' matches like that.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But look, a mate of mine in a group I'm in here said, like, if we don't beat West Ham, have the South Stand carry Thomas Frank out, never to be seen again. And I responded and I said, nah, put him under the South Stand to never be seen again. We have to beat. There's nowhere for him to go if we don't beat West Ham, in my opinion. That just makes it completely untenable. They are appalling.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But then I'm not. Are you 100% confident?
No.
I'm not. I'm not.
No.
No, it doesn't matter how bad. Remember, also you've got to remember is that we are their cup final every season as well, right? The amount of times they've come and caused us trouble, it's a lot, right?
Oh, we've lost. I remember that it was at the old White Hart Lane, and it was I can't remember who our manager was. It might have been pre-Poch, or was it Poch when they beat? And it was that Ravel Morrison that scored a brace, and they
He
beat
scored
us
that trick,
3-0.
didn't he?
Was it a hat trick or a brace?
I think so.
But it was a similar scenario. They were shit. We were actually wrong, and then they rocked up and beat us 3-0.
But that happened even with Poch, though, right? We'd go and play them, and you think we should just roll all over these. They're absolutely awful, and we'd always struggle.
Saying that they're awful and saying that we should beat them is all very true, but also something to talk about is it's very true that they have to win that game. They need the points. because they are
Yeah,
well and
yeah.
truly in the mire, right? They are, I mean, it's not good. They're on 14 points. Nottingham Forest are on 21. It's not a good
Interesting that we're
situation.
being linked with Paqueta as well, right? Given that
Yeah, I
he's
saw that.
probably their standout player. And
Or Bowen.
if they are seriously thinking about selling him, surely that's admitting defeat, right?
Do you know what? Pivoting to West Ham, I've read an interesting thing on BBC Sport about them. If they go down, half of their rent at the London Stadium has to be met by the London taxpayer. Did you know that? That was yeah. That was a
Jesus Christ.
Boris Johnson thing that went in when he was, I
Coming
think, when
to
he
a
was,
council tax bill near you.
yeah. And it's like, I'll send you the article. There's some structure in
So
place.
who signed that contract, man? That
Yeah.
is absolutely mental, isn't
So
it?
I think the rent is something like 4 million a year, right? So
Yeah.
if they go down, 2 million of that is picked up by the taxpayer. Isn't that
Wow.
nuts? And I don't know why, but I read it. It was I'll find it and send it to you. It's absolutely mental.
I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, to a Premier League club, 2 million is like, that's an agent's fee, right?
Correct. It's like, and now
But
there's this
yeah,
outcry that there needs to be an addendum done to that contract to change this. It's just not right that the taxpayer in today's world, with cost of living only going up, that they would be expected to meet that. There's probably like, they're not even West Ham fans in that catchment,
Yeah.
some of them. You know?
yeah, that is bad.
Yeah.
That is bad.
But to
Wow.
answer your question, no, I'm not confident that we would definitely beat them. I expect that we should beat them, but I thought
Yeah.
that a lot this season. I thought that last season when we played Ipswich.
I mean, I think if we turn up and play like we did for 25 minutes in the second half,
Yeah.
like we'd have enough to beat them.
You would hope. Also, the way that we played in that second half against Villa, whilst I still stand by the fact I'm not sure it was necessarily Frank's instructions.
100% telling you that was the players
Yeah.
telling each other, fuck him, let's just do this the way we want to do it.
Sort it out,
Because
boys.
the patterns of play were totally different. They were just doing something completely different.
Yeah. And that kind of energy, if it supports any type of player, it is Connor Gallagher, right? Because he does have legs to get up and down.
Yeah.
Maybe the players made this signing happen. That's who we want. Get him in. But
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see the team he goes with. If Gallagher starts, if he's signed and done, I expect he would start. But then just injuries are probably going to dictate a fair bit. I wonder if Udogie is fit enough to start.
Maybe.
And then speaking of left back, the other signing that's confirmed is this Sousa kid. But and this isn't informed by any fact, but you think he might just remain at Santos till the end of the season?
I heard a rumour, I think I was at Tim Vickery, I heard him talking and said that he might stay at Santos.
Yeah.
Because like he's another one for the future.
Well,
he's a Langer signing, basically.
But also another thing that plays into these types of signings is the personal side of things, right? He's a 19-year-old kid moving to London. He'd probably relocate with a family member. That's what a lot of the time what happens. So maybe that just happens at the end.
I'm not even sure he gets he could get a
work permit.
Work permit yet? Could he?
Is there a disclaimer though on a certain age if they're under a certain age?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, he'll have enough first team matches. He played the whole season for Santos last season.
Well, I know very little about him.
Did you? I have to say that shout out to Alex, who he said he's going to be. One of his mates said he's going to be like the next Roberto Carlos, but he didn't mean the Brazil player. He meant apparently there's some folk singer in Brazil called Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, so he didn't mean the Roberto Carlos with legs bigger than my my torso.
Yeah, with the banana ball.
But look, it's if there's anything that's been encouraging, whatever the circumstances are around it, it's nice to see a ready-made midfielder who's played Premier League and done well.
I think that Premier League proven is probably the best thing that you can say about him as well, right? It's not. We haven't got to worry about whether he's going to adapt to Xavi's taken a while, I think, to really get up to the speed and the physicality of the game. And he will know exactly what to expect.
To your point, just going back to your point where there isn't enough link up getting the ball to or attacking players. Do you think that lends itself to how Xavi is sometimes being a bit reckless because he just wants the ball so bad?
Because he's dropping deeper and having to and trying to win the ball back when it's not his game, right? He's good at tackling as Paul Scholes.
Yeah, exactly. And those types of players are a bit more of a luxury, right? You have another player
when you haven't got the ball,
work.
they are. Yeah, absolutely.
You have another player do the dirty work. You get the ball, and then Yeah. No, I'm assuming, are you going up for the West Ham game, Graham?
I don't think so. It's my daughter's birthday, so I think I've got to be present for that. So
Yeah, indeed.
I'll put them on the exchange, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely watch it.
Or if there's any viewers or listeners,
Give me a shout. Hit
give
me
us a
up.
shout. If you want a pair, there's a pair of tickets.
Yeah.
On that, did you get the email from the club? Every season ticket holder would have.
Yes, they've changed the rules again, haven't they?
Yeah, finally. They've listened to us. Yeah.
So basically, the way it works is, I think if you remember, I covered it, I think, at the end of last season, because I don't think anyone was talking about it at the time. And this season, it's become very clear as people have tried to resell or pass on tickets to friends. They changed it so that you could only transfer a ticket to someone who had a membership, not a membership, sorry.
Paid membership.
Yeah, paid membership. So it used to be just that you needed a CRN. So you just
Which is a
needed an
customer
account,
reference
basically.
number, yeah.
Now you need to actually have purchased a £45 membership.
Yeah.
Which means if you were only going to go to one game, it just financially didn't make sense, because you'd be 55 quid for it. Costs you 100 quid for a 55 quid ticket, basically.
Yeah.
So it was just shit, basically. It was just another money grab. Like, that was just one of many hidden money grabs. They didn't put the price up, but they got their money through nefarious means.
I personally, and I have a view on this, I think the club as a whole completely miss a trick with this. There's probably a mechanism and a way. I would be happier with this. Maybe you would or you wouldn't. If they took every season ticket holder and we paid £1 a year to be a part of this exclusive, because you've got a season ticket, you can communicate within yourselves and you can have the ability to share your season ticket with a family or a friend of somebody else for the money. Like, you get your money back. They miss a trick with that. Like, create some kind of a community amongst season ticket holders, because it's illness, family trips, birthdays. Not everyone can go all the time, right? And if you create this,
and I think you've seen the impact of it in the stadiums as well this season. Like, there's been a lot of empty seats. They don't give a fuck, pardon my French, because the seats are paid for. But I can tell you, there are thousands and thousands of season ticket seats sat empty at matches because people haven't been able to sell them on or give them away even.
I mean, no disrespect or ill will to a tourist that would come and watch Tottenham play from Korea or from Japan or from China or from America. But if my heart in heart, I'd much rather my season ticket went to a family or a friend of another season ticket holder.
And I like that, for the game the Sunderland game, when I went with Richard and his son. Yeah. So we had our 2 tickets, but it was easy for me because we had the seat from next door, and luckily both Richard and George, his son, I've got memberships, so it was easy to do the transfer. But it would have been
only easy because you knew the guy right next to you.
Yeah, and that as well. Yeah, it's not like
so if the club did something where, and like I said, if it is a quid for the year, how many season ticket holders are there? 40,000.
Yeah, there's a good chance that you could be sat around a bunch of season ticket holders who might want to resell their ticket for a match.
Absolutely,
and you wouldn't even know it. You just wouldn't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Have you ever seen some car parks have a light over above each parking space that tells you whether you kind of want for the next game, all the lights are going to go on for seats that are available for the next game.
Yeah, exactly. And you as a season ticket holder, because you've got first right to go in and do this, there's your lights. Oh, there's green. Okay, cool. I can take my dad, my uncle, my brother and sister.
And the reason that I think it's been the double whammy on this is, of course, so I can't transfer my ticket to people who haven't got a membership. So the only option we've got is to stick it on the exchange. Now, the problem with the exchange as well is that you get absolutely screwed over that as well, because let's say it's a category 8. Let's say I can't go to the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
My ticket is, if I were to go and buy a general admission ticket, it would be 81 quid.
£81, yeah.
So, but if I put my ticket on the exchange, I get 55 quid. I get 1/19
because it's
of the value of the ticket.
By what we spent, yeah.
And then when they sell it, they get 81 quid.
Yeah.
So they get the category A money, and you get the fuck you money.
Yeah, yeah. It's not too similar to what FIFA are doing with the clip that they're putting on.
But on steroids.
Yeah.
There's no lip. At least this is all face value. With FIFA, it's like anything goes, right?
And I can hand on heart. No, this is. We've had these season tickets a long time. It's like, I'm not out to rip people off. I don't want to make a load of money. I just want to.
There have been times when we've we've given them away a couple of times, but we've also sold them under face value because we wanted to make sure of a sale, and we wanted it to go to someone who maybe couldn't have afforded a full value ticket as well.
Yeah,
I'd much
last
rather
game
it
of the
was sat in.
season. Yeah, last game of the season they were going begging, so I just gave them to my cousin. I was like, "Yeah, you take them. Like, it's fine."
But this season's been harder to resell, much harder. We've had
100%.
at least a couple of games where they've just been empty. We've not got any money. Couldn't give them away.
Well, it's compounded by we've not been very good, but also I swear down, it's compounded by the fact it's fucking difficult to try and get them sold.
Yeah, it's a double. It's a common. Yeah, for sure.
So it starts here. Let's be the change. Let's lobby Tottenham Hotspur to do something. Actually, make something where it's easier and unique to a season ticket holder.
So the new rule is that you can do it. You can transfer a ticket to a friend.
Yeah.
Without membership 3 times in a season.
Yeah.
Which
is about what you want.
I'm okay with that. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we do it more than about 3 occasions.
Yeah.
Like that.
So thinking ahead, West Ham game, it's probably, I'd have to look back on this. I don't remember the last time Tottenham played West Ham and it was a Saturday 3 p.m. game. It's
usually a lunchtime or an evening game, right?
It's usually on the box. So that is AM Sunday morning for me. So I'll not be watching live. I'll watch when I get up on the Sunday. So it won't be on TV for you. I get all the games on TV. You'll find a way, I'm sure.
I'm sure I will.
But do you reckon,
I'll probably be watching it on New Zealand television or something.
What do you reckon from a prediction, mate? I think we will win. Gosh, I don't know. It all depends, doesn't it? If Gallagher comes in and hits the ground running, which you'd hope he would, maybe that will make the difference. 3-1, I'm going to go. I think we will end up in 3-1. What do you reckon, mate? Are you
2-1? But even I'm not. I'm saying the words, but I'm not sure I'm feeling them.
Yeah, no, indeed. And just looking ahead to the rest of the season from a Tottenham home and away podcast point of view, it has been just the two of us for the first time, I think, for a while in 2 episodes on the Baz. We will have some more guests on, but as we say every week, if there's anybody out there that wants to come on, or if you've got a mate or you've got someone that would to come on, it's not that scary.
I've had someone in the comments, another Aussie located person who's interested in coming on, so I'll follow through on that. I did say to him.
And to our listeners and viewers, it's really not that scary. You just
do you know what though? We've had a lot of repeat visitors, which is great because we've had some really good guests on that I've quite enjoyed having back. But let's try and find somewhere obscure that we can get someone on from.
Yeah. So
we haven't done an obscure one for a while.
Is there anyone from Nepal or Iraq or somewhere obscure?
We did that. Do you remember on the audio pod last season? We were in the top 10 sports podcasts in Iraq.
Yeah. So whoever that was, if you're out there listening, give us a note.
Let us know.
Graeme, for our listeners and viewers, how's the best way for them to get in touch with us?
So we are on X/Twitter, depending on what you want to call it. It's the hellscape, that is. And it's at Tottenham Home and Away. And then you can get us on email as well, which is tottenhamh&a@gmail.com. So you can get us on either of those, or drop me a message in the comments on YouTube. Also will get to me. I'm moderating and responding on all messages. So give us a shout. Love to hear from you. Even if you want to just talk about anything that we've covered in the pod, or you want to things that you might want to see us cover in future episodes. Always interested in doing a special. If you've got something specific you want to talk about, or if you want to come on as a guest, just let us know.
Absolutely. I completely concur with that.
You might notice I have my I can't even point to it.
Is that the
Kiwi Spurs?
The Kiwi Spurs. Yes, indeed. No, good stuff. Actually, for our listeners, you can't or viewers, sorry, you can't really see it, but just over there, it's in I
know what that is. I've got one of them in here somewhere.
That's original chair from the old White Hart Lane, but the calendar that sits in it is a 2026 calendar, and it's actually a really kind gift from my wife for Christmas. And she found it in Melbourne. It's a calendar, but at the top is where the month and the days are. But then it's corrugated, so you tear it off, and it becomes something you can frame.
Oh, that's nice.
So it goes through the years of Tottenham, and there's like Jimmy Greaves and Bale, and it's really cool.
I have another birthday present, which is so it's an entire book.
So is that hold on. So is that personalised to you?
Yes, the entire book is. It's basically about me, and about why my life means that Tottenham can't win.
How good. So who got you that
Yeah.
for your birthday?
Heather.
Yeah, nice.
So but apparently they all had to sit there for ages, like putting in anecdotes and stories about me to like, and then it takes all that and writes a book.
Oh, how brilliant.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. Which company does that?
I'm not sure. I'll find out. I'll ask Heather.
Yeah, please let me know.
Yeah.
Got a few people in mind I'd like to do that for.
I got some cool stuff though. I got a portable coffee machine, one of those, bit like that, the little ones. It looks like about the size of a flask, and it makes espresso.
Yeah.
On the go.
Yeah.
All you need, you can take pods or coffee, and I can take it with me in my bag. They say you always complain when you go to hotels when you're traveling that the coffee's always shit. So now you can make your own.
Well, I've been damaged forever from living in Melbourne that the coffee's actually excellent here, like some of the best coffee in the world.
Home of the flat white.
Yeah. It goes back to the Italian influence. So if there's ever a reason for you to come to Australia other than just see me, the coffee.
Apart from the coffee, for sure.
Yeah. No, indeed.
Yeah, I got some cool stuff,
mate.
Got very lucky. Very well looked after.
Yeah, we'll be doing another episode post West Ham, and that is going to be a precursor as well to the Dortmund game, which will be the Champions League.
Oh yeah, and is it? Yeah, that's
coming up.
then,
which is always a bit of a weird feeling to have Champions League games in January, but there you go.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit weird, isn't it? Because usually they don't. Usually
done,
they're done in December and then restart in February. But I think it's obviously because of the increased size, and also it's more games, right?
Yeah,
we're playing 8 games now, so it's.
Well, good stuff. Well, I am now officially back to work. It's I'm over that period of Christmas, New Year, and I had a few odd days here and there off. So with that said, I'm looking at my laptop. I better go and do some work. As always from me, come on you Spurs.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tickle the algorithm so we can get in front of more miserable, sad Tottenham supporters like us. And as Glenn said, come on you Spurs.
Let me be the one